Welcome to Info Nympho's episode on mummies. I've got pine needles in their tummies, creepy cadaver-loving scummies, ground-up corpse yummies, mummification for dummies. But first, feels like you've taken gummies. Mummies.
Don't worry, Grandma. It's fun to be dead.
Start running. The Mummy has risen again. First we have Lee Cronin's The Mummy that was originally part of the Brendan Fraser Mummy franchise, but then the studio pulled the rights, probably because they got Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz to agree to be in the fourth movie. It starts production this year. But this franchise is not even the best Mummy series, even if you include the awesomely bad spin-off The Scorpion King with The Rock's acting debut. The best Mummy collection is the Aztec Mummy trilogy, shot in Mexico. If you haven't seen them, I'll catch you up. The first movie introduces the villain, the Bat, and the mummy Popoca. In the second movie, they bring in a luchador wrestling character for some reason, and Popoca throws the Bat into a snake pit. But the best of the trilogy is the third movie, where the Bat creates a robot with a human head to fight the mummy, and what a fight it is. If they have any brains at all, the fourth Brendan Fraser Mummy movie will also include a robot. Here is my audition tape.
Oh, I am going to kill all the mummies. I hate mummies.
Mummies. Why is this mummy screaming? This is Mr. Mummy, the leading expert on mummification. In the 90s, he took a real-life dead person and mummified him in the old-school Egyptian ways. He learned a lot, including the fact that you cannot pull chunks of brain out of the nostrils, as was previously thought. You need to blend it up a little first and then pour it out of the nose. Apparently, it looks like strawberry milkshake. Scientists have also determined that the famous screaming mummy's expression was probably caused by a rare form of immediate rigor mortis that freezes you in your last emotion, in this case agony. Creepy. If you're wondering what the scream would have sounded like, another group of scientists scanned a mummy's voice box and then 3D printed it. Here is the noise it made. Ah! Final discovery is King Tut's penis, which was missing for 40 years. It was taken for X-raying in 1968 and then just disappeared. Egyptologists thought it had been stolen, but in the 2000s the mummy was moved for some more scanning and they found his penis underneath him in the sand. Interestingly, he was mummified with an erect penis. Possibly another case of instant rigor mortis. Maybe that wasn't a scream of agony after all. Ah! Mummies! Why are people smuggling mummy parts? There's been a black market for mummies for hundreds of years. Here's a street vendor selling them. Europeans used to have unwrapping parties. People also used to grind down mummies. The powder was used as fertilizer, to make a pigment of paint called mummy brown, and to consume as medicine. Surely, since it's being made illegal, there are no longer sales of these sacred antiquities. Guess again. Recently, a mail truck transporting jars of mummy linens was seized while trying to cross the Canadian-US border, and the X-ray machines at the Cairo airport caught mummy parts being smuggled inside speakers. There was part of an upper torso, 2 sets of feet, and various arms and legs. What weird shit are people doing with all these mummy parts? No one knows. When archaeologists in Egypt cracked open a mysterious 2,000-year-old black sarcophagus, they found 3 skeletons lying in a pool of reddish liquid. And although experts said it was probably mostly sewage, a petition quickly appeared online demanding they create a carbonated energy drink with it. So, quote, we can assume its power and finally die. Well, it's finally out. Mummies! Mummy love. This is Julio, and this is his girlfriend Juanita. It is a May-December romance because she is 800 years old. Julio, a former delivery driver, carries her around in his delivery bag. Remember that next time you order food. Police discovered Juanita in a park when Julio was introducing her to his friends. Man, I would love to have heard that conversation. Also, it turns out Juanita is a dude mummy. Next, Count Karl von Kassel fell in love with Maria, but sadly she soon died of tuberculosis. That didn't stop Karl though. 2 years after her death, he dug up her body. There had been quite a bit of decomposition, so he tied the bones together with piano wire, put in new glass eyes, and replaced the rotting skin with silk cloth soaked in wax. He lived and slept with Maria's mummified body for 7 years. Finally, we have the Love Was One cult.
Because I am God!
Whose leader, Amy Carlson, had been reincarnated 534 times, including as Jesus, Cleopatra, and Marilyn Monroe. In 2021, the Amy version died. She had turned blue from taking colloidal silver as a cure for COVID-19. When the police were finally able to remove Amy's mummified body from her followers' clutches, they found it in a sleeping bag wrapped in fairy lights and sprinkled with glitter. I think I know how I'm decorating for Christmas this year. Mummies! Is he really 400 years old? This is Fracru Aka Shantasaro, and people have claimed he's anywhere from 163 to 399 years old, but his granddaughter confirmed he was 109 when he died in 2022. He had been a monk since he was 20. Another rumor started that he was practicing Soku Shinbutsu, which is a way monks mummify their body while they're still alive. It was banned in 1879. It involves a very strict diet called Mokujiki, literally eating a tree. You munch on pine leaves, bark, and seeds. This monk at the Temple of Kosami in Thailand died in 1973. He's still looking pretty good, rocking the Ray-Bans. Apparently, a family of geckos have made their home in his body cavity. Shinoko Shonin died in 1783, and his mummy body is still on display in Japan 253 years later. Finally, this dude, Shanga Tenzin, is 550 years old and is from the Himalayan region of India. I want to be around for another half a millennium, so I've started my diet.